Hello, and welcome to a Gen Con Survival Guide. My name is David Tveraas. I'm the lead game designer at Occupational Hazard LLC, and I've done IT work at Gen Con since 2016. All of my tips and suggestions to this survival guide are my own views and opinions. If you would like to share another perspective, you may let us know in the comment below. To make things accessible, Gen Con has 4 simultaneous parts: the main convention in Indianapolis, which you can find in this tab here, Gen Con Online, which will have its games and shows accessible with an internet connection. And then there's Pop-Up Gen Con, which is a program where your friendly local game store anywhere in the world can host a satellite Gen Con with their own space, and you can buy access that comes with a very generous goodie bag. Actually, I've had full games. Actually, yeah, in that picture it shows these people have full games that they just walked away with getting their pop-up Gen Con badge. And that's anywhere. I think they've even had them in the UK. It's all based on which location wants to participate. And then there's the fourth aspect, Gen Con TV. This is programming which is provided by Gen Con themselves so that everyone gets to participate, even if they can't get in a game on Gen Con Online or anything like that. And they get to see what's going on and what's hot with the convention. My main focus for the survival guide, however, is Gen Con Indy. I do plan to participate in all 4 of these conventions, but flying into Indy is probably the one that requires most attention when it comes to a survival guide rather than just being online, although I suppose that can require its own survival guide, but I'll get to that another day. Since this is a survival guide, let's start with the health and safety guidelines for this year. You can find that right here. Gen Con has a full vaccination and approved face covering requirements, as you can see here. Please read this carefully. Consult your own physician, other medical professionals, that sort of thing. But definitely read GenCon.com, everything that's on this page before you attend Gen Con. Gen Con's slogan is the best 4 days in gaming. However, this might be a bit misleading because a lot of attendees participate in Trade Day, so that's a 5th day. This is a little longer than most other conventions, at least ones I've been to, so I recommend pacing yourself for the convention. Take it slow. You'll have plenty of time to see a lot of great entertainment and play many games. Make sure you get the rest you need at Gen Con. I recommend whatever I guess your doctor recommends. I think that's on average 8 hours of sleep every 24-hour period. I know not everyone's going to be sleeping at night, but please get that 8 hours every 24 hours if you can. It can be easy to miss sleep when you're gaming because you're gaming into those late hours. You might be attending parties. There might be a lot of excitement, a lot of travel. Jet lag might get you. Take the time to prioritize sleeping. You will feel much better if you're well rested. Along the same lines, make sure you bathe and keep yourself clean every day. Also, stay hydrated. 4 to 5 days might not seem like a long time just saying it that way, but with so many exciting things going on, you can lose track. I recommend just planning, pacing yourself, make sure you get sleep, stay clean, hydrate, and get good nutrition as well. Now that we've decided that we're taking care of ourselves, let's buy that badge. Buy a badge. You need one of those to attend Gen Con officially. Before you acquire the badge, though, you notice that there's a bunch of types right here. You want to make sure your personal information is correct. If I bought a badge right now, I would have, you see down here, my profile. I would have this information printed on it. It would say David Baslow. That's not my name. My name is David Tveraas. And it would have pronouns, no pronouns. So let's do a change here. I'm going to change my pronouns to he, him. There's other options here. Ask me my pronouns. She, her, they, them, he, she, they. But unfortunately, it's not, you can't type in your own pronouns or anything like that. However, I can update this. And now if I get a badge, it will say David Baslow. Still an incorrect name. I should go there and correct that if I want to be myself. In fact, let's do it right now. David Tveraas. There we go. Update. There I am. So now I can buy a badge, and it will say David Tveraas, he, him. I can buy a 4-day badge. Now these sell out, so if you do intend to participate in like more than 2 days, you notice that like $80 and $65, $125 a better deal. I would go with that. The Sunday, there's the convention's winding down on that day. That's why that's cheaper. And if you notice, child wristbands are $0. This information down here: children ages 10 and under are free, but must be accompanied by a parent or guardian with a valid Gen Con badge. So that's a little different than the other badges. That is a wristband that has their phone number to contact in case the child gets lost, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's definitely part of survival, making sure that you're aware of people in your little adventuring party there, especially children. Keep an eye on them. There are other ways to get a Gen Con badge. Exhibitors get their own badge. If you host an event, you can get a GM badge. In fact, there are ways you can make money doing that. That goes beyond the scope of this talk about survival at Gen Con, but as you can see, you could submit an event and everything like that, and I don't know, maybe that will help you survive. If you need to offset costs, you can just run a bunch of games, get with a company, maybe run a bunch of games, have them pay for your badge. Some companies even pay for your flight, but that's outside the scope of Gen Con itself. You would have to make a deal with that particular company, that exhibitor or such. Your badge will be printed by Gen Con's own fulfillment team. They're a great group of people. I've worked with them closely these years since 2016 that I started. It's a bit late in the game, though, to get them shipped to you. You would at this point have to pick up your badges and your tickets at Will Call with your proof of ID. Will Call's in the Indianapolis Convention Center. Later on, I'll be showing you the map and show you exactly where that is. If you did make it earlier in the process, let's say you early next year buy your badge and tickets, it can be shipped to you to your home for your or wherever else you're going to get it shipped to. And that is Gen Con's preferred method of distribution. They want everyone to get as much shipped to them as possible so that we don't get a crowd at Will Call. Gen Con takes a lot of pride in having minimal to, they try to have no lines. Sometimes there's a line. A lot of people experience an entire year of Gen Con and never have to wait in a line, and we like to try to provide that experience. Of course, there are some moments where maybe like right as Will Call opens, of course, people will pile up, that kind of thing. But if you come a little later, it is possible to get through an entire Gen Con without waiting in a single line. I know that's blowing your mind. A lot of conventions are all about lines. It's like queue up, queue up, queue up. If you play Gen Con right, you can like seriously just like walk up to a booth or walk into a room and just do what you need to do. We're quick and efficient, better than FastPass. Don't tell my sister I said that. She was part of the team that invented that for Disney. Okay, next topic. Make sure you secure your housing in or near Indianapolis. You don't want to be trekking across the state every time you want to attend the convention. So Gen Con tries to help you out with this phenomenal service. I've never experienced another convention providing this service. So here under my housing, this is called their housing portal. If I had a badge on this account, I would be able to see if there's rooms that I can secure. What they do, Gen Con that is they make deals with hotels to set aside rooms specifically for Gen Con badge holders. Now, these aren't every single hotel room in the whole city, but these are hotel rooms that are specifically unattainable to anybody who's not a Gen Con badge holder. Now, of course, these rooms go fast. If you don't see any here, you can I would recommend just going the old-fashioned way of just calling hotels or hostels or Airbnbs, however you're going to secure your housing, and just secure it that way and not use the portal. However, if you want to use the portal and get one of these secured close to the convention center rooms, You can just wait. People cancel all the time. If you just like sit here and wait, you'll see a cancellation if that's your strategy. Now that's not guaranteed, of course, but they come along. Sometimes you'll see the cancellation and they'll be like, "Oh, I got to get that," and somebody else gets it right before you because you're not the only one doing that. But those are sweet premium rooms that we set aside just for Gen Con. Um, and I got ahead of myself here. Now that we've got a place to stay, let's figure out where to eat. I recommend keeping some food around, like whatever your hotel room or places you're staying. But just that's just in case you can't get to a restaurant. There's many phenomenal restaurants in the area, however. But as far as let's look at the map here. There are there's a Kroger nearby. Let me just type in here. This is the Indiana Convention Center right here. There's a Kroger and there is a Whole Foods in the proximity of the convention center within walking distance for me. Obviously, everyone's got different ability and that sort of thing. Um, I normally stay in this area and I can walk to the Kroger right here. Or I can walk to this Whole Foods. Those are two grocery stores that you can get provisions at. Um, that's normally I do that for like emergency provisions or something quick that I need to go and work and so I keep it in my room and just eat and go to work, that kind of thing. A lot of the hotels also have some like complimentary breakfasts. There's restaurants there. But the closest place to grab some delectable grub is Georgia Street. Let's see where that is on this Google map. That is, I believe it's right here. Yes, Georgia Street. So Georgia Street's going to be full of food trucks that Gen Con is scheduled to be there. It's a rotating schedule. I believe they posted. I'm not sure if it's posted yet. Probably not. But I'm actually not too sure on that. But I am sure that the truck food is usually really good. The downside is because it's really good and really close to the convention center. Sometimes the traffic there is pretty high. Not always. Sometimes you can go to Georgia Street and it's just like slightly off hours and there's barely a line to anything. Um, but yeah, if I recommend trying it out at least once if you can get some food there. There's so many great trucks. I wish I could try them all, but because it's a rotating schedule, you won't be able to. I know someone out there is going to say challenge accepted. I'm going to eat at every truck, but I don't know. That's a lot of food. Um, and also it's rotating, so you will miss it if you don't miss some phenomenal food if you're not out there every day checking it out. Which there's so much phenomenal food. I'm willing to miss a couple just to not have to eat 10 meals a day. um, yeah, there's a bunch of restaurants in the hotels. There's a bunch of restaurants. The city center's right here. I mean, this is the wholesale district, Eastmark district. I'm not even sure um, if this is the best in the city, but I would be surprised if there's too many better in the city areas to get food. St. Elmo Steakhouse, Yard House. There's just food all around the convention center. There's the center ourselves again. This is the convention center. There's lots of food around this area. But even if you can't get in there, there's a bunch of delivery options. There's Hot Box Pizza. They also make the official Gen Con pizza for many years in a row. I know the flavor for 2022. I'm not allowed to say it yet because I don't believe there's been an official announcement that I've seen. But I know this is a little weird to say trust me, that's actually good pizza, but maybe this will help you trust me. I don't think there's a flavor that has interested me until this year. Let me put it that way. That's all I could say about it. Um, and Cluster Truck, that's the name of a company that's got a fantastic option for delivery in the area. It's a local service with a large menu that delivers to the convention center and surrounding hotels. I recommend that one as well. But also more common delivery services that get the DoorDash and Uber Eats and all that, those kind of services also deliver to the area. Now it's time for David's picks, the top hot tips for favorite restaurants near the Indiana Convention Center. So which one should I start with? Let's start with my one of my favorites, Kilroy's Bar and Grill. Let's see exactly where this is. Kilroy's Bar and Grill. Now this one, I believe it might be 21 plus only. They do card you when you go in. So this is probably not. If I'm wrong about that, please correct me in the comments. But I probably wouldn't be taking kids there. But it is close. It's relatively close. And even if Sarah Kilroy's right there, right across from Hooters here. So they've got really good food. They've got really cheap food. They also have really good drink deals. So if you're an adult and you're looking for a great place to go, and it's almost, in my experience, I've never seen it like packed. I've seen it quite full, but I've always been able to get a table there. It's just a couple blocks from the convention center. If you're willing to walk, I recommend Kilroy's. There's also Cafe Petichow. That is, I'll show this on the map. This is one of the few places where I found some gluten-free options. I have some friends who, there's multiple locations. Let's go to the one that's near the convention center, though. So this is really close to the convention center. There's the Marriott, and this is the Westin. Right across this Hudnut Commons. It's right in the back here. A lot of people don't know about it because it's facing away from the convention center, but as you can see, it's just 1 block away. Phenomenal restaurant, American cuisine. They've got great breakfasts. Then another one that's close is Lohmeyer's Pub and Eatery. I know I'm into the pubs. I like it, but that's really close again. In fact, you barely have to leave a building. You can walk across the skywalk here into the Westin, pop out the Westin, walk around the corner. You're in Lohmiller's. That's another hidden area that sometimes, like, even when people are just like crushing all the common restaurants in Georgia Street. I've been to Lohmeyer's and like it's like not even half full. Lohmiller's. I mispronounced it there. And I'd say my last big pick is a place called Nada. Now this one is hard to miss because it's on the main strip here. Nada right here. It's a couple blocks away, right next to the Yard House. It is a local restaurant that's a Mexican cuisine. It's got a nice flair. It's got a nice mood. This is where I like to take people that I'm trying to impress. I love Nada. To Nada, it's nothing. Another good place to get food is the Circle Center Mall. I think if I scroll out, you can see it a little better here. And I pan this way. Maybe I can't see it right there, but it's a mall that's also adjoined via skywalk to the convention center. Circle Center Mall. There we go. So you can actually get there by skywalk, and it's got its own food court, and there's some restaurants in there as well. That's also an option. You can get there without having to go outside and facing the heat. And of course, the convention center itself has its own little food counters where you can get food, just like most other convention centers in the U.S. It's nice and reliable, and right there, then you don't even have to leave your gaming area. Now, how do you plan to get to Gen Con? There are some lucky few attendees who already live in the city, but the most common modes of travel by far are driving or flying. If you drive, make sure you have parking planned. A lot of people drive, so parking can be tricky. I've never personally driven, so please, in the comments, discuss your tips and tricks. I know that on the forum threads and Gen Con forums, there's probably already people talking about the best places to park, but I fly in. If you fly in, make sure you know how you're getting from the Indianapolis International Airport to your reserved housing. So let me scroll out here. You probably could see the airport really quick. There it is. Indianapolis International Airport. Now that would be quite the walk, that distance. So make sure that you either schedule a shuttle or you pre-plan so you know how to pay for a taxi, Uber, Lyft, whatever rideshare you need. You see, some fortunate few will have friends that can pick them up from the airport. friends. Anyway, Gen Con 2019 broke 70,000 attendee number. So there was more than 70,000 people there clocked in. That's unique attendees, meaning they didn't count them twice. I don't know how many people will be there for 2022. Nobody does at this point. There are projections. But I think most people are assuming that it's going to be more than 50,000. That's still quite a few people. There is always something to do at Gen Con, so if a crowd at any one particular location is getting too dense for you, and it can easily get too dense for me. I don't like to be too crowded. I don't want to be within a couple feet of people. I try to do the 6 feet apart thing still. It's easy to move on to another entertaining event, another room, another thing to see, another thing to participate in. It's a huge area. This is not a small condensed space. You can go anywhere else you want. Just if you see too many people, please feel free to move on. There's normally multiple directions you can go. Let's take a moment to talk about convention center etiquette now that we're talking about a lot of people. No matter who you are talking to, whether it's a gamer, a vendor, a celebrity, staff, or whoever, please be kind and aware of signs you might be making them uncomfortable. Always ask before doing anything. This includes taking someone's picture or touching some of their belongings, even if it's merch or their game pieces or whatever. Just make sure there's consent involved. If there's any indicator they're not comfortable, you probably should politely excuse yourself, move on. There's other people to talk to, other people to see, lots of stuff to do. If someone looks like they're not doing well, you may want to ask if there's anything you can do to help. If there does indeed happen to be an issue, please contact a Gen Con staff member. On that note, the Gen Con staff is there to help you. I count as Gen Con staff. I will be there. If there is an emergency of any kind, please let them know, and as soon as you're able to. You can tell who is staff from their large size badges. Like this one. Can you see that all right? Now, the normal size badge is about that big, but this is a very long and tall badge. It says staff on it. Now, this is from 2018, so all these numbers mean nothing anymore. All access because, highest level staff there. So that they should be easily identifiable that way. Most other people will just have the normal size badge. In fact, if you see me in Indianapolis, me personally, stop by, say hi. Let me know that you recognize me from the survival guide. I'm always happy to meet fellow gamers. Speaking of gamers, that is what most people at Gen Con attend for, is the games. Let's check out that event catalog. Now that we got our badge, let's buy event tickets. All right, so this is the Gen Con event catalog. As you can see, there's many ways to sort it and filter it to find the exact events I'd be interested in, or you'd be interested in. There's also this little button up here. A lot of people miss this. This is generic tickets. Now, this is kind of like Gen Con bucks. They're $2 a piece, and you can use them to pay for any event. That's sort of like a holdover from a way we used to do things. You can still purchase tickets that way, but you see all these events are free. Let me filter this to Friday only. So a lot of these events are paid for. So this one's $4. Let's say I wanted to attend this. Maybe I wasn't sure I was going to attend this, so I just bought some tickets ahead of time, some generic tickets. I could buy 2 of them. I could just throw them at them there, and if they accept them, then they'll be honored. They'll be paid by Gen Con for those tickets. Like I was saying earlier about the submitting an event, that's what all these people did. Is they hosted and submitted an event, and they get a cut of whatever they're charging here. It's actually a pretty good deal. But as I was alluding to earlier, you can find all types of games here. Let's go back to all. Look at all these different types of games. There's film festivals, there's entertainment events, board games, there's anime, historical miniatures, just take time looking at this to get the events that you want and you feel comfortable with. There's seminars of all types, supplemental activities. What is supplemental activities? That's like knitting, like non-gaming stuff. That's what that means. If you want to know what it is, just check it out. Like I just did. You can filter by start time, by what companies are there. Look at all those companies. Those are just the ones that are supplemental activities, so I'd have to get rid of that right there. And now these are all the companies that have events. Yeah. So how do we find these events? Now that we've got a whole bunch of list of events that I want to attend, I checked these out, I bought tickets. Let's move on to the Gen Con map. If you go to www.gencon.com/map, this is the Gen Con interactive map. Now, if I go to the second floor here, this is the first thing I'd like to point out. Room 211 is the quiet room. If the crowds are getting to you, if just the busyness of everything is too much, you've attended too many events and you can't handle it anymore, you can go to the quiet room. You can stay as long as you like. You can decompress. And when you're ready, get back to gaming. I think a lot of people don't realize this is here. It's on the second floor. You don't have to just try to find a corner and be buzzed by people as they walk by. Please go to the quiet room if you need quiet. And as you can see, if I scroll out here, go back to the first floor. This is the Indiana Convention Center. It is huge. Just the event hall here is as big as most conventions that I've attended. And then there's the exhibit hall. There's all these rooms. There's the Marriott, Westin, JW, Hyatt Regency, Embassy Suites, going on and on. Crown Plaza, Union Station, Omni Severin, the Lucas Oil Football Stadium. Gen Con is humongous. Make sure, if you're walking, get comfortable shoes. Take whatever precautions you need to deal with this huge amount of area that you'll be covering. And make sure you know where things are. Using this map and the identification on your tickets and stuff, that you plan out your trip ahead of time and knowing, because if you do an event here and then your next event's way down here, make sure you got time to get there. There's so much I could be covering here, as you can see. There's so much going on at Gen Con, so I'll just give you the highlights. So the East Concourse here is where you'll find will call, customer service, and badge and event reg. This is important to especially first timers, because you got to find this place to pick up anything that any tickets. If there's any issues with like your tickets or badge, customer service is right here and they can take care of that. If you want to buy more badges or event tickets, that's where you do it, right here. The primary place, at least. There are some other HQs where you can do similar things. If you're a GM, you're going to want to go here to the GM HQ to pick some stuff up as well. And the exhibitor HQ for exhibitors only, GMs only there. What else to talk about? The event hall. This is where a lot of games, a lot of open gaming, and a lot of scheduled gaming is going on here. As you can see, there's 2 HQs in there. Tons and tons of like Simon Games, Atomic Mass Games, lots of big gamings there, along with some free gaming areas. Magic the Gathering area. There's tournaments over there. Lots of exciting stuff. Then there's the exhibit hall. This is many people's favorite area. I like it a lot. This is where you can buy games, art, books, a bunch of other merchandise. Sometimes this is a place where like some celebrities will hang out too, as they hobnob with the other people in the industry. If you want any more information on any one particular exhibitor, you can just click on the box with their number on it. And like this Days of Wonder, for example, you click on it, goes right to their website. Makes it easy. Any website you want to go to, you can go to it. Some places and notes here is the Family Pavilion. This is for like family-friendly stuff. Certain companies want to focus on being family-friendly over just general friendliness. I'm sure they're all friendly. And then this area is the art show, the entertainer spotlight, art show, authors avenue. Sorry, both of those together. And there's little HQ for making sure that they are up and ready to go. As you can see, the booths are a little different. That way, it's conducive to showing art and books rather than just giant piles of games like most of these other things have, and spaces to play them. So then if you walk down this long concourse, it's very long, and then you have to go downstairs here, and then over here, you're in the Lucas Oil Stadium. This is kind of like an auxiliary second game event room, very similar to the event hall itself. As you notice, there's some similar things there. There's like companies in here and stuff. Now, this is also the location of the games library, which is humongous, so there's lots of free play here as well. I would like to see us using more of this space because the second floor. Oh, True Dungeon's here as well. If that's where it's in the bottom there. If you've noticed, there's all these small rooms, these seminar rooms, RPG rooms in the Lucas Oil Stadium. The hotels are full of rooms as well, on multiple floors. You'll see on multiple floors they've got different rooms. And of course, in the convention center itself, tons and tons of rooms. That's where the auction is. Just take some time looking at these, figuring out where stuff is, but yeah, there is a lot to do at Gen Con. Let's show you where Georgia Street is on this map to help orient you to the original map. This is Georgia Street right here. So let me zoom out. This is the convention center. That's LOS. There's the Crown Plaza, Omni. This is Georgia Street with the food trucks. So there's so much more to say about Gen Con, but I believe I've covered enough for you to survive and thrive at the show. Once again, my name is David Tveraas, so I'll catch you at Gen Con, if you're going. Either way, game on, my gamers.